Hey, what's good with y'all, bruh? Got another video for y'all today. This one, another, got another codename Super for y'all. Fuck, I can't fucking speak. Got another video from codename Super. This one when Cooler pulled up to Earth and realized Goku. Can't fucking speak. Don't fuck it. Leaving this shit in here. When Cooler pulled up to Earth and realized. Alright, you know what? When Cooler pulled up to Earth and realized Goku is one. You know what the fucking title says, alright? But the Cooler movie is one of my favorite Dragon Ball Z movies growing up as a kid, mainly because of the soundtrack. Like, the soundtrack was really good. You had Drowning, songs from Drowning Pool, Finger 11, Breaking Point. Just soundtrack was. I love watching those DBZ movies. Really got me into rock music as a kid, and I've been a rock fan ever since then. And I'm not gonna lie, Cooler, he was beating the hell out of Goku in this movie. But let's jump into the movie.
Sit the fuck down.
Let's jump into the skit. Son of a Let's jump into the video.
Oh, nah. I want you to take a good look at this. Like, look at the scenery. They got my boy Krillin sorry laid out, and they up there swinging going by the tail. And the worst part is, before all of this happened, they was real life out camping, making their own food and shit. My boy Krillin was chefing up the food, and look, this man is over here having himself a plate, talking about some damn this shit good, and goes right back to eating. And hold up, bro, that's not even a plate. He's eating out of the whole pot, making sure no one else could get a portion. He is an elite piece of shit. Meanwhile, we got Hulk's slow cousin just swinging going around and using bro like he a paddle ball. And that boy Goku thought he was a superhero. Look at this. Hey, stop right there. Ass pull up. They toss the food and going away. And look at this man Goku's face. He is mad as shit right now. And I don't really think it's because of the fact that they threw going away. I'm 99% sure it's because he threw his eats away. Like, we've seen Gohan get his ass beat before, and Goku just stood there smiling. But what we haven't seen is some villain tossing away his food. That has never happened. And you know how much Goku loves to eat. This one struck him a little different. So after like 15 seconds of mean mugging them, he like, who the fuck are y'all? Y'all haven't heard about us? We're Cooler's Armored Squadron.
Go to plan B. Okay, great. What is that?
Oh! Yeah, nah, bro. They really said that with so much pride, but didn't realize they had no motion. They're not like the Ginyu Force. They're more like Vegeta, the motionless prince who buys likes. We caught that shit the other day. They hit their own pose too, and that shit is a complete ripoff. This man down here think he's Spider-Man. He should just be in the league, and bro over here just like 2024. But anyways, Goku hit them with the never heard of you, and he had no time for the shenanigans. Just peep the fighting stance. This shit unreleased. We never seen him do this before. They all run at him one by one like it's a Bruce Lee movie. And peep the schmovement. He ducks under the first one, lets his ass fly by, and makes him think about how trashy he is on his way out. Next is the bootleg Hulk with the helmet on. You know he wears that shit in the house. Certified dumbass gets used as a parkour obstacle. Goku locks eyes with whatever that thing is supposed to be and easily flips over his kick. Yeah, and those were just the first pair of hands thrown in this movie. You knew this shit was gonna be a classic. But they got cooked so bad they had to call a timeout. They huddled and talked it over and came up with a new game plan. They like, hey, you see him? He think he nice. He's not like that. We just gotta jump the confidence out of him. They all run at him simultaneously this time. And I know you just see him standing there looking at nothing, posing. That's how you know shit isn't gonna work. There's no fear, not a single quake in his boot. And they couldn't hit him. Straight blocks. Whole squad got denied. Call it a bad 3-man. And he's just staring off into the distance, not giving any of them a shred of eye contact. And now they're all a part of one of the hardest flicks of Goku. You know he put it up on his IG. Goku's just like, get off me. Setting them all out the frame, and then the cameraman switches angles to Gohan and Krillin. And look at Krillin. Bro, your ass is not knocked out. There's no way you have this type of face when you get put to sleep, sitting there gritting his teeth. Yeah, he just not trying to fight for real. That shit is fake. But the cameraman cuts back to Goku reverse jumping these people. And they set up a triangle offense like this to 96 Bulls, and Goku came in with the tactics. He heard y'all clowning him, calling him stupid, especially Frieza on IG.
If you could read one full page of a Harry Potter book, nigga.
He shows off the IQ though, sends a blast in each direction, making sure everybody stays in place momentarily. But maybe Frieza was right to call him out, because he goes after the one who clearly has the most HP. and tried one-shotting him like he did Raccoon. But bro cost 9 elixir, that wasn't happening. He gets him in a grab animation, and the most chopped beam in existence was getting ready to hit Goku with the crazy sneak. But Goku's spider sense goes off, making him ready for it, and makes him take the remaining 2 brain cells out of his own teammate. And this makes them 0 for 3 in trying to jump him, and 0 for 1 in attempting to sneak him. Well, make that shit 0 for 2 because my boy in the back said I'ma get us a point on the board. But y'all are down 50 for a reason. The whole squad is elite garbage. This man had a wide open layup and still managed to brick. Goku had his back turned and everything. But the second he fired, beyond that, reaction time is too quick for him. But after catching it, he throws it up to this thing, and I'm just thinking this man got his head blown off. But of course, he has a retractable head. Like, bro, what even are you? Every second you're on the screen, he's starting to make me a little more mad. I can't lie. They all go down and line up again. And this is where Cooler makes his entrance. And that shit was clean. Cooler steps in and the cameraman just started snapping, getting that clean zoom in effect. He in his prime. And I'm not gonna lie, that boy Goku looked like he's seen a ghost. I don't know who's more shook, him seeing Cooler or Frieza seeing Trunks go Super Saiyan. Actually, never mind. I thought about it for a second. It was Frieza. That boy was stepping back, talking about some, it's those eyes.
That man
Y'all knew he didn't stand a chance. On this next part, Goku gets his shit sold because Gohan is flying through the air, talking about some, I'm watching this shit like, what do you mean you're coming to help? You're Gohan. Who are you beating in this lineup? Nobody. And Cooler's just looking up in the air, staring at him like, who the fuck is this? Then attempts to clip his wings. And Goku's been hearing about all the bad father allegations, decided to end it right here. Jumps in front of the beam and protects his son, leaving bro on 1 HP. And he's just like, nah, I can't go out like this. And Goku turns into Pascal Siakam. He hits a,
now's the time where you tell me everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay.
You don't know that, Rosa!
Oh God. Okay,
my
no,
God.
Here. I said spin.
into a fadeaway key blast, and his aim was really on target. But unfortunately, that shit was weak as hell. So Cooler just smacks it away, and Goku falls in the water, making them lose track of it. A few minutes later, Goku and Gohan finally come out the water. And it is clear as day that Brody needed a med. And this is where Gohan woke up. He remembers he's not Yamcha, decides to be useful, and goes on a journey to get his father some sensu beans. But on his way back, I cannot lie, he gets straight up bullied. They shot down Icarus, and Gohan tried to stop him from falling. But Cooler Squad had other plans for him. They kicked the shit out of Gohan, causing him to let go of Icarus, and he takes all of them. GG. Gohan is caught off guard, and look at how this man tries to sneak him. You do not need a windup like that for a 5-year-old. He really tried to one-shot him. But Gohan weaves, gets hit with the back fist, and this buff Namekian kicks him so hard that he starts wrapping around his legs, having him create the letter O. He looking like Kevin Gates at that one concert. He lobs him up to Jace's cousin, and Gohan is just getting old. Went from an O to a U, and this man is straight up ecstatic to beat up an 8-year-old. After getting hit down, he gets punched out the air, and he just stands there palming him. Yeah, you know this is a top tier Dragon Ball movie when there's a Piccolo pull-up. He fires a key blast at him, turns around like, who the fuck just did that? And he just standing there like, it was me. My man's had one of the hardest pull-ups of all time, and it wasn't those one and done shits where he gets one clean hit in and doesn't do shit for the rest of the movie. Nah, he was out there moving. It starts off with Piccolo standing with his arms folded, waiting for somebody to try it. And Piccolo's cousin follows his special graph, fuck around and find out, tries attacking him, but finds that he only put a hole through the cage. Then Piccolo teleports right above him and punches him in the head, leaving a whole ass dent in his helmet. Yeah, real soon he better be doing nothing but barking. He gonna take his helmet off and look like this. But his friend comes in and gets absolutely no licks. All that aggression to get blocked, weak, and blocked again. Yeah, absolutely no get back to see here. He sees his friend get cooked and chases after Gohan. He said, fuck that, I'm going in the easier lobbies. Not gonna lie, this is just showing how sorry the squad is. I haven't seen them beat anybody over 4 feet tall. Straight feasting on Gohan, Krillin, and Kai Cenat. He chases him and Piccolo just like, nah, stops his fight to fire at bro. And this dumbass living organism goes in front of his blast just to flex that he got a retractable head. My guy, you were literally out the way. And bro pops up talking about some miss me. Bro, he wasn't going for you. He was going for his family member who gets his shit booed. This leaves his squad in pain, so he uses his strongest attack to hold him in place. And somebody gotta give that boy Piccolo an Oscar because he was faking it crazy. Sold it so well that he started to talk shit and Piccolo was sitting there plotting. Hits him with the devious grin, palms his face and puts the attack on him, turning him into a crispy treat. And after all that, he turns his attention to Jace's brother. He teleports him and starts piecing him up. And guess what he does in response? I'll give you a hint. It's what anyone would do against a 7'5"
Multi-key
green man.
blast.
Ran. Bro just started
never
flying
mind.
through the forest. And this man Piccolo is childish as hell. Look at him. He's not even trying to catch him. He's just trying to show that he's faster than him. Basically hit bro with the Jackson Storm. Told him it's over and passes him. But he said I'm not gonna get done like McQueen, so he sends a blast his way. And bro over here is really delusional, living in his own world. Because no one believes his attack really one-shotted him, but himself. Look at him diabolically laughing. Feeling like he's won the fight for sure, but he didn't. All that laughing just for Piccolo to come out the woodworks unscathed. Not even a speck of dirt on his clothing. He could return that shit to the store if he wanted
Hey,
to.
the moonwalk
He goes
is
on the
crazy.
branch and pulls out the pre-alpha Keyblade. And years later, this would prove to be a lethal attack. But right now, this shit is trash. Look at this finishing cutscene ass animation. Did all that just to put a hole through his shirt. No blood or anything. Just a tear. And wow, he really showed me. Here I was talking about how he could return the fit. I guess he can't anymore. Good job. He attacks Piccolo again and he catches it. Then gets kicked in the sky where they stand off again. And this is where it happens.
They make them noises just to put fear in the opponent's heart. All that breathing shit, they want you to think they punching so fast, like Bruce Lee. That ain't nothing. That's a nigga making that noise with his mouth, and if you fall for it, that's you. I'ma eat it.
Bruh.
The United States Postal Service, built for how you business.
No living being should ever eat processed food for every single meal of their life.
But yeah, that's the end of Piccolo for today. He's done. He got forcibly clocked out. But now it's time for the main event, Goku versus Cooler. So Cooler's just holding up Piccolo like, is this your man's? And Goku's just like, hey now, you better drop him. And that is the worst thing he could have said. Because he lets go of him, and Goku opens his arms to catch him. And I'm just sitting there like, bro, is he gonna miss this catch like he did on Namek? But nah, it was worse. While he was in mid-air, within catching distance, he boomed. And not once, nah, 3 times. Had my boy Piccolo looking crazy, and the cameraman cuts to Cooler, and he was just like, damn, I didn't even mean to do all that for real. But he had to lock in, save face, he's a villain. Puts on the devious grin. And here comes his shitty ass minion. Bro wanted to be involved so bad. Hits him with the right hook and gets completely ignored. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I'd rather get blown up 3 times than have this type of disrespect. Not even looking his direction. Shit's crazy. He getting treated like Mr. Satan. And the crazy part is, if someone had to choose to be a character in the Z universe, Mr. Satan or you, they're still choosing Mr. Satan. That's how you know you're at the bottom of the barrel. You might be beyond trash. But anyways, let's get shit started. He powers up and Cooler's sitting there like, pull up then. And Goku's like, I bet, and charges at him. Got his eyes blinked out. His ass was not ready for all that. He's seeing stars. And he's just like, hey, your order not finished. Gives him a side of punches. And he is just piecing him up. Look at the anger. This is the shit Itachi was trying to instill in Sasuke. But instead he went to the man that bit his neck. I just know he fell to his knees when he heard about that. But back to the fight. So after all those punches, he kicks him away. And he didn't let bro rest for a second. He said, I'm not done. Goes in for seconds. Flies right at him and gets his punch back. And he's just like,
Whoa, brother, whoa, now. You got too much dip on your chip.
and sends him for a swim. And if you know Dragon Ball for real, Goku does not do well underwater. That shit makes his overall drop by 20 points. He's out there swinging going 0 for 4, missing all of his attacks. And back out there, he was damn near connecting on everything. But after going 0 for 4, Cooler gets confident. Even hit a smirk just to move his arm out the way and try hitting him with this tail. Yeah, that move was so garbage that he was just like, hold on, bro. Let me hit you with something different. Hits Goku with the Ki blast, but he throws it away. And right here is where Goku figured it all out. Got used to being underwater. Goes at him and hits him with the left hook, leaving a dent in bro's head. Then he gut checks him and has his eyes rolled up. He looking crazy. And if I was him, I'd make sure no one could get their hands on this photo. This is legacy ending. He finishes the combo off by grabbing his tail, spinning him around, and chucking him out the ocean. And in my head, I'm watching like, damn, Goku's really cooking him. Not using Kaioken or Super Saiyan at all. And Cooler over there is in his 3rd form. He should low-key be washing Goku. Cause Frieza in his 3rd form was giving Goku the work. Made him whip out the old reliable spirit bomb to try to handle him. And that shit still didn't work. Meanwhile, his brother over here is hitting a grand total of 0 hits, posing no threat. He knew he couldn't go out like that, so he reveals his 4th form. And this is when I really knew Toriyama knew ball. Alongside this clean-ass design, he gives him that Optimus Prime emote. And it's exactly how Optimus Prime would do it too. Says a one-liner and puts the mask on. And even though it was cold, I could only fear for what's gonna happen to Goku. Cooler goes at him with his arm out, and Goku's just like, hell no. Dips out of there and teleports very far away. He thinks he's in the clear for a good second, and then out of nowhere, Cooler comes from his right and puts a knee to his gut, flying across the map and slamming him into the wall. Making the front of his stomach touch his spine. Yeah, real soon he's gonna start moving like the inflatables at the car dealership. After that, he gets him down there, sending him into the water. Then he's just looking down like, I'm about to dive in. Goes down into the water with him and hits him right in the gut. Yeah, these attacks are brutal, and it's hard to watch Goku getting cooked like that, but bruh, you don't know you have a whole nother form that you're not using. And I'm just sitting there wondering why. You gotta fight back. Goku pulls up behind him and just stands.
Super Saiyan
He got his
during
hair
this
up,
fight.
taking the audience into thinking he's gonna go Super Saiyan, but it's just Kaioken. Disappears out of pure speed, and the prime cameraman is just showing us every angle until it stops, and he just hits Goku out of frame. Looking cold while doing it. That shit had Goku so discombobulated he started hitting a fadeaway dab. And just look at Cooler standing there just flexing. Goku flies away, comes back, and he's still there just holding it.
I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks.
This was disrespectful.
I'm him.
Goku couldn't get disrespected like this, so he tries hitting him, and he disappears. And while Goku's hitting the darn it, Cooler comes back and elbows him just so he could get the solo flick off. And after all that, we called Goku fleeing the scene. Packed his things up and left. Told him, you got it. But Cooler's just one of those. Goes up behind him and says, I know I got it. Spikes him to the ground and has him sliding. Yeah, he wasn't gonna let him walk away and be the bigger person. And the shit this man does next gotta be nightmare fuel. He flies through the water like this an Iron Man scene and uses all that momentum to gut check Goku. And that boy Cooler takes use your surroundings way too seriously. He hits him with that heavy grab animation, slams him to the wall, drags him up, and slams him back down into the ground. And while I'm watching all this happening, I'm just wondering where Vegeta at. I thought he would have pulled up by now. Had one of those entrances, but
like
nah,
Sasuke
his ass
kept
did not leave the house
Naruto in the
today.
gut
He
the
dug
entire
it.
fight.
Cooler puts Goku further into the ground, creating an unnatural disaster. Splitting the sea like Moses, man's used his body to recreate a biblical event. After that, Goku rises out the ground. Looked out reliable, and the beam was looking majestic. I thought it would have him running or at least do some damage. But no, he just stands there and flies right through it. Goku sees that and he's just like, oh nah. Knowing that he's cooked, and Cooler comes out with the devious three-piece. Pops out the beam to punch him out the frame. And he got my boy Goku looking like he wanna sub out. Watching this maybe hit the Arthur, cause why ain't he go blonde yet? He gets his shit and elbowed into the wall. And as if that shit wasn't enough, he slams his body not once, but twice. And it's here that I figured out why Goku didn't go Super Saiyan. He just wanted to be theatrical. Look at him falling dramatic as hell. And then he starts picking up the bird. But hey, pay attention now, this Android 16's favorite part. He starts to get up, starts transforming with the bird in hand. And then he raises his arm up and finishes the revive, and now he's up and about, flying again.
That's what I'm talking about. This shit means something to me, man.
And the bird goes up to him and he's just like, hey, good luck with that, my boy. And goes on about his day. But this is where we see Goku transform into a Super Saiyan. He gets Cooler with the meanest glare. Look at that shit. I'm not gonna lie though, I thought I was gonna witness one of the greatest fights. Like, we saw Goku cooking Cooler in base form, and then we saw Cooler cooking Goku when he reached his fourth form. So naturally, I thought him going Super Saiyan would just make this shit even. But I literally couldn't be any more wrong. Cooler goes for an attack and Goku's just right behind him, grabbing his arm like he a misbehaving toddler. And this shit is really embarrassing for Cooler, so he's just like, unhand me. His ass did absolutely no damage. I started to feel bad for him, bro. Because anything cold he does is gonna be cancelled out by this sorry ass ending. Goku tells him to give it up, and he starts walking back in fear. Goku's like, where you going? Goes up to him and knocks him out the frame. Right here gotta be one of the most disrespectful things I've seen Goku do. He leaves him and stands there just so Cooler can take a step back and ponder on his actions. He just like, damn, do I even gotta be a villain for real? This shit not even fun. I just blow up
minutes. Going through a whole life lesson.
I just go on to the next. Man, fuck it. I'm ignorant. He uses the last to make Goku lose track of him, and when he looks up, he sees that he's holding a big-ass supernova attack. And this is basically bringing a shovel for your own grave. Because Cooler throws the attack and Goku stands 10 toes, catches that shit, and you could probably guess what happens next. He throws it right back at him, blasts it away, and Cooler's just like, what? Impossible! And gets his ass taken off the map, and he goes into the sun. And yeah, that's the end of the video. Thank you for 413K.
Hey man, well deserved the 400K, my
AutoNation will
guy.
buy your car for top dollar. Get paid on the spot. Visit AutoNation.com.
These ads. Alright, that's the end of the video. You guys enjoyed it? Leave a like, comment, subscribe, post in the comments, and follow my boys. Follow my boy Sterling at Normal Games. Follow my boy Darius at DJ Delirious. Follow my boy Ryan, Keep the Voice. All links to their bios in the description below. Peace!